forward and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, tilt, 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 tilt. When it's tilted this way, look where my arm is. The minute I go forward, my arm is now off the screen, in the screen, off the screen. So when you see the rabbi davening in the shul, the Hebrew rabbi, and he's davening forward, the same as the horse is going backwards and forwards. The same as the ocean is going backwards and forwards. So that value, okay, and I'm not a scientist. I just know I've seen it being used in science to where the wobble does the same thing. And where does the wobble do that exact motion? Is it in the bucket we're swinging around? We swing around the bucket upside down and the water never leaves. So that's just one thought. My next reality is the Superman logo, this diamond shape. So when we do it upside down, actually I'll do it this way. Okay, we see the W that's in here, held by the X. Have you ever seen the pharaoh, right? The pharaoh has the inner hands. They're like, they call them the frills. It's the end of the end of the talus. Four corners. They're always talking about the talus and the four corners. Have you ever noticed that around the shoulders is longer in the talus, or in most taluses, or in some taluses than others, but what you really never see is where it's longer this way. Height, it's usually the extension this way, where the arms are. So knowing this, and knowing this design, okay, knowing this design, again, the E world, okay, why the E world? The energy world, the above, the below, the energy that goes in between, the side to side, the energy that flows in between, from the top left to the bottom right, from the up and the down, from 88, or from 888. There's a division in between. But when you count 888, let's not count these two. If I count these two, I don't count these two. If I count these two, I don't count these two, equaling to the above and below in the center, the above and below in the center. Where the center, do you see it's smaller? Well, it's actually bigger because it's connected to above as below for the same dimensions of one square. So you have 1, 2, 3 below and 4 above, or 3 above and 4 below, and the same thing for here, 1, 2, 3. Although you have the line, one line here, one line here, one line here, and the line that we don't see above, or the line we don't see below. So that would be 3 lines, 4 lines, 5 lines. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Do you understand that by putting this here and this here, I connect this world with this world? Okay, this is just a few things I want to go. This is where our W is, but you see, by putting the I in between, by putting the I or crossing your T, okay, you have now connected the bar or created the ace, okay, which is now the bridge to go across, right? And then here is the valley. Inside this valley, okay, inside this valley over here is what? Is the water that flows. And once this water flows, it connects the two identical energies on each side. When you look at this design over here, you have above and below, and you have half of what's in between. You have above and below and half of what's in between. Why in the world is it just another person that was thinking that when they created the bicycle cards, that they would design on the stone? Can we see the stone over here? It says 808. 808. You see the way he's going on the side, looking out towards one side. Looking out towards one side. See the way the U goes through the S and what it creates in between? It is what it is. See the E world connected to the J? Joker. J-O, the 10th letter, or the 17th letter. 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. And, okay, as 1, 0 equals 1, 6, because all zeros equal 6 because of the center. Okay, and the center might be the 5 area. But when you throw the dart, the single dart into the 5 area, that is the spirit. That is the point of the dart, the point of the matter. POI, okay, point of the matter is brought together in a row. POI, 10P. equals to 160. Becomes 167. 7 times 6 is 42. 7 and 6 is 13. Equals to a total of 55. You have the 1 spirit in between. You can add that 1 plus equals 56 minus equals 54. 6 and 4, 5 and 5 equals to the 10, 10. 10, 10 equals 16. 16 equals to 32. Okay. 1 plus 6, 1 minus 6 is 5 and 7 equals to 57 equals to the moon. Okay, 32 is the doorway. It just is. 8 times 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12 equals to 44 or 30. 30 now becomes 36 because all zeros equal 6. If you minus it, it becomes 24. 24 is now communication. 36 are the moons on Jupiter. 57 is the number spelling moon. 63 moons, Jupiter. Earth has a single moon, 57. You want 2 moons, you got 114. You add up 1 to 14, okay, you have 105, the hand of God. You're now counting the ace of Alpha Omega at the beginning and at the end. Unless we're talking about blackjack, where the end, the highest value in the cards is the ace, and the lowest value in the cards is the ace, but it is 1 and 11 because 10, Jack, Queen, King are all 10 values. Since 10 values are all valued at 16, okay, we have now 4 by 16, 64. That will create the DC world. Earth, Mars 4 and Saturn 6. The reverse, in counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or counting down 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, is the area 6 and 4. This is so confusing for me just to tell you like this. So getting back to 4 aces, you have 44, but not really, because unless you hold the 4 aces, you actually have 11 plus 3. You're holding the red sun. Why? Because in pool, the 11 ball and the 3 ball, okay, are red. 11 is 1 and 1, holding yellow and yellow. 3 is holding 1 and 2. Inside, 2 is blue because 1 and 2 are separate from everything. Everything starts at 4. Everything starts at 4 on the cards. Everything starts at 4 on the cube because 1 and 2, okay, 1 is included in the 5 and the 3 equal into 8. 1 will enlighten the 6 because it is the only cube that in a clear glass cube will create all free 7 spots. The most you can get with this cube as you turn it around, okay, and I'm not going to go a quarter way, I will go halfway, is this way you get 6, this way you get 8, but when you get 6 and 8, all the corners are now doubled. All the corners become 4 corners become 2 to 1. 2 times 4 is your communication. Okay, is your communication. Getting back to this picture here, if I was the X-Man in the center holding these sides, I would have the balancing beam above and I balance in between. But I want to get back to the dice. When I spin the 5, right, this way and this way, I will get all 9 numbers. 2 5s will equal 9. Okay, 2 5s, 5, and then halfway, 5 is 9. I will only double the center. The center is all. Okay, when I turn the 2, I get 2, and 2 is 4. So I get a whole 4 from the 2. From the 3, 6 will equal 4. 4 will equal 8. 4 equals 8. 5 equals 9. 8 and 4 is Pluto. 5 and 9 is Neptune. 95 and 94. 4 and 8. 8 and 4, the number 84 is to Pluto. The number 95 is to Neptune. E-I-E-I-O. And on the farm, here's your barn door X. Right? Jesus was born in a manger, but in English, the word manger is manger, salle à manger. Jesus was born in the kitchen. But if we go back to what the kitchen is all about, in science, the kitchen is a laboratory. He was born and created in a laboratory, okay? Whereas influx in his mind was laboratotic, which I referred to as impulsed inside. So that's how we get these basic cubes. 6 and 6 will equal to 12, okay? In all reality, once we take this 6, we now split with this half-life over here. We add 1 on over here in this level that there is none. We add on a half level, which is here, is none. So 6 will it have 8? We have to understand that when I did turn the 5, it was higher than this area here. It ends up in the center. This area dot here does not end up here. It ends up in the center, right on this line over here, and creates what is the 7 and the 8 card in rectangular shapes. I want to jump on and do something else, but in honor of some 200 new people who have joined me on Art Mr. Tackpans, I would like to say, once a king, now a drag queen. Great is awesome. What I want to talk about is man is born on the 24 hours, but he was born in the 144th hour, between the 120th. Man is born between the 120th and the 144th hour, but he's not born on the 120th. Adding up 1 to 15, 15 being 51, or 15 being 1/4 of 60, equals to the numerological calculation of Mars, and calculating 47 times 33 equals 1551. That is the date I have calculated the number of years after Moses that Jesus came to earth. Moses being 47 times 47, the turning of the moons. 24 times 24 in Hebrew time is 5760. The clock, 60. 15 times 4. 3 times 19 equals 57, and that'll be artificial intelligence coming from Mars. 5760 in Hebrew time is the year 2000. 8 plus 6, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. 8 and 6 is 14 times 14, 196. It is the spirit in rotation. 3 by 19 and 160 clock through the moon. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 plus 8, 6 times 6 is 36. 1 and 4. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 and 4 equals 5. So here's what we do. 5 by 5 is 25. 6 by 6 is 36. 8 by 8 is 64. 25 and 11 equals 36. 36 and 28 equals 64. 11 and 28, 7 times 4, 7 plus 4 equals 39. And now we have 724, the 168 hours of the week. And 93 now connects us to Saturn, where 5, 6, and 8 come together. 14, 19, artificial intelligence. 6 and 8 are 101 away from the 7th gate. What we also have to understand, okay, if I can remember this, 9 times 6 is 54, the sun, and 15 goes back to again as 69. 9 and 6, 6 is 1.5 times, 1.5 times 6 is 9. 5, 7, and 6 is 18. 7 times 6 is 42, times 5 is 210. That is the cube, and that is the connection to the doorway. We have to match numbers with the Mayan week. The 9-day scheduling of the Mayan, whether you want to talk about the week or the month, but 9 days times 24, okay, equals to a total of 216, which is 6 times 6 times 6. There was another number that I did not mention in this. I'm not sure if it's on this side of the page or on this side of the page. It is the doorway, okay, which is 1 times 7, 1 plus 7. Remember, we were talking about 17, which is the letter Q. Well, the next letter of 17 always move up 9 or down 9. 8, 17, 26. 26 and 17 are Z and Q. And on the debit machines, they have now put it on the 1 key, the Q and the Z, those letters. And there are no letters on the telephone on number 1. When you add them together or you minus them, okay, 26 minus 17 equals to 9. And 26 plus equals to 43. If you add 9 and 43, it is 52 Earth. 43 minus 9 is 34 DC. 2, 3, 4, 5. In between 2 and 5 is 3 and 4, and that is what DC connected to be Earth. One more thing I wanted to add on to this, and I should probably make it in my next video. Okay, 60 times 8, or 6 times 8. 6 times 8 times 6 is 288. 1.25 memory times that 288 equals to 360 degrees around. 686 equals to a total of 240. 6 times 6 is 36 times 8 is 240, the Mayan week, plus 48. Adding on the Son of Man, 288. 6 times 6 times 6 is 216, plus 72 on 216 will be 200, and you're 88. 96 times 4 is 360. 4 by 6 is 24. 24 is the day of man. Day and man, day equals 30, man equals 24. The total is 54, and the day of man equals to the passing through the sun. 4 times 72 is your 288 times 1.25. 25 meaning earth. 1 is the spirit in earth. Putting 512 is memory. 5 and 1 equals to Mars. And we begin to clock. 868 is 384. Okay, that is a Hebrew leap year. 686 is 288. To get to 384, it equals to a total of 96. That is man's rotation. 686 and 868. 84 is the number to Pluto. 48 is the number to Sun, S-O-N. 3 times 80 is 240. 3 times 40 is 120. When you add up 1 to 120, that's what I was thinking of. When you add up, man was born on the 120 is 5 times 24. I'm going to write this down and show you. After 5 days is gone, it equals to 120 hours. After 7 days is gone, okay, it equals to 168 hours. But this ends, hold on a second. Okay, what you have to understand is that this may be the ending, but until the first hour of 60 is gone, okay, you haven't gone anywhere at all. So it's the 121st hour to the 143rd hour is the beginning from the first hour a day to ending in the last hour a day. AC, DC is the last hour a day. 11 times 11 equals 121. Abba, Father to AC, DC. That's what this says. The 145th tells me about the sun, and it tells me about electric energy and water flow. Why is that? Because that's the Montreal area code. And Quebec, which says que means tail, also noted to be as ass, right, or ASS, and bec is kiss, which also has to do with the lips, okay, slip and slide. So this is where these numbers come in. 121 to 143 total is a 22 letter V, 24 letter X. X and V is 510. It is life and communication of the 9 lives of the cat. Since day equals to 30, equals to 3624, because all zeros get you a plus and a minus, and man equals to 28, and 24 equals to 52 Earth. We have to understand man in the spelling equals to 28, but the day of man, man is born to the 24-hour day. The day word is 30, the actual day is 24. When you have 5 days, it equals to 120. When you add 1 to 15, 15 being the number to Mars, it equals to a total of 120. 1 and 5 equals 6. 1 is inside of 5, saying, I am 4, I am 1/4 of all. So if all is 4, I am only 1 part of 4. I am the quarterback. I am the receiver. Right? Receiver. Change that to a B. Bear is to bear a child because V is in Spanish. Spanish words, born on the farm because of the E and I coming together is 14 through the cycle of DNA. V equals to B, which is bear. To bear a child, it is bear. So it is a hibernation of some sort between the spirit and the actual receiver. So there must be an interceptor inside or around us. That this is just what all this tells me. You see, what can I actually possibly know? I can't possibly know anything other than understanding the basic for all of this. Now we have to go one more step further, and I'm going to do this when I start my next video, is that inside 8 and 4, which is 84 Pluto, 48 is man, is 1 and 5. Why? Because 8 and 1 is 9. That is the birth of the cat. And 4 and 5 is 9. 5 and 1 will now be Mars. Bringing this to the 147 Spirit World Gateway, 8 minus 1 is 7. 8 plus, excuse me, let me do this again. 8, okay, 8 and 8 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. 8 and 5 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 8 and 2 is 1. 8 minus 7 is 1, 8 minus 4 is 4, 8 minus 1 is 7. So 147258 equals 999. When you bring the 4 together, you have minus 3 plus 3. The total here to minus and plus, we're supposed to understand that there is no 0. So this becomes your birth. So we're going to just go 4 plus 6 equals 1 equals 7. This becomes 747 and this becomes 747 because there is no 1. 1 is located at the 7th gate. That is the spirit of the incoming. 4 and 6 equals 1. 4 and 9 equals 13. 1 and 3 is 4. Altered current. 4 and 3 equals 7. That is your DC current, your altered current, your deferred current, and the half-life. Here is the passage of the half-life. 8 and 4 equaling to Pluto and the Sun and Man. 8 and 4 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 12, 21, PS. 16 and 19 go to the roulette board. It becomes 147, 10, 13, 16, 19, 22 to life, 25 to earth, 28 cycle of the moon, the dog pounds, and the clock, 31 altered current, 34 DC, 37 Nibiru, 40 is the blue world, 43 is DC, 46 is between Mars and Saturn, the ocean valley that's in between where the water fills and brings the energies to both sides. 46, 49 is the gateway, 52 is Earth, 55 is the crossing through Jupiter, 58 is matrix, 61 is the half-life of the spirit, 64 we revert again, 67 is special because again it goes back through Jupiter, 6 times 7, 6 plus 7 is 13, and 42, 42 being the assimilation of the brain, 420, bringing the brain together. That's why we smoke the weed. So now we have 73, 76, 79 is the gateway of the birth. 82 is the cycle in the moon. 85 is back to the matrix. 88, 88 is the sky system, connecting all skies to 4 and 4, basically 88 area space. See the hips because of the woman. Here's the hips on the woman. Man goes to the outside. Woman, this would be her shape. I don't know what it is yet. Here's your Taurus over here. I can't exactly explain, but if I put a little eye here, if I just put a little dot here, you'll see 2 animals held together over here. I'm not sure what to do with that yet. So we get 97, 100, and then we get 103. And 103, now we're at 103, we're at, that would be Mercury, and then we get 163, and 163 is the touchdown on the moon because 103, and then it eventually goes up to 163. 166 is the split of gematria between the both sides. And what does this all do? I don't know. I need people who are doing this already so I can match their numbers so they can say, oh yeah, that's what I was looking for, because the numbers will bring you to where you want to be. Raphael, 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, creating aces from 4 and 6. Why? Because here's your ace, here's your 4 and 6. The left side and the right side is your 4 and 6. Left side and right side, 4 and 6. You put the I in between, it connects both sides, creates the A letter. The same thing in this design over here, if you look carefully. If you look carefully. Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for